will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. I love you.
Two goofballs with microphones and a shorter attention span than a toddler. This is Censored Freedom with Jerry Hicks and CD Spivey.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jerry Hicks, that is CD, and we are ready for another amazing week. Welcome to Censored Freedom, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, hey, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
I have wonderful news about the Super Bowl here.
You do.
We just looked at the scoreboard on my phone, and Taylor Swift is losing.
Nice. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, the Eagles. It's the third quarter, and the Eagles are up by 24.
Apparently, she got booed all to hell when she was on the Jumbotron.
Taylor Swift is losing. Oh, poor Tay-Tay.
America is winning. Trump got a standing ovation.
Yeah, Trump got a standing ovation, and Tay-Tay got booed.
So it's definitely a super day, Super Bowl Sunday. I love it. But I'm amazed they had the money to put it on with all the cuts that have been going on lately.
Oh yeah, they've been taking a scalpel to basically every federal budget. The question you have, did we get tricked into this, or is this absolutely what we voted for? And honestly, the Elon Musk has been a thing for like a year and a half.
Right.
Before we even voted. I mean, before Election Day. Right. I mean, this is nothing new. We knew this was coming. We knew this was going to happen. And here we are, they're freaked out like, no one elected Elon Musk. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, they did. They elected the president, and Elon Musk is working under the direction of the president.
So we knew when we elected Trump, he made it very clear every single day that they were going to audit the government, they were going to get rid of wasteful spending.
Wait a minute, what do they call this now? What do they call this? Schedule F, right? They said Schedule F the government. We are going to cut. We are going to fire a bunch of people. Surprise, look what they're doing. This is exactly what we voted for, guys.
Absolutely. And do you regret it?
No, not at all. Not like the nitwits on TikTok are I'm a Republican and I am totally regretting my vote. No, they were never Republican in the first place. That was a joke. They're lying. It's just garbage.
TikTok's a trash platform anyway.
Oh, it's garbage.
It's
dude.
absolute garbage.
Junk.
I tried for 2 weeks to put stuff over there. They throttled every single piece of content.
Yeah, they've actually given me strikes.
I believe it.
And I'm like, bye. I actually deleted that thing. I'm still over there, and I'm still getting a bunch of hits on the stuff that I did do. But I deleted the app off my phone now, and I actually downloaded the app again for a second and went on it just to. I think I was going to do something. I was trying to actually delete the page.
Right.
And it wouldn't let me delete the page, and I was like, screw it, just let it be, and it just let it go, let it die. And there was a bunch more freaking clicks on my stuff, and I was like, well, awesome, cool, whatever. I'm still getting out of this thing. I mean, they threatened to shut it down anyway, so I was like, hey.
They pissed me off so bad, dude.
It's the Titanic, only smaller, and I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on this deck anymore, so I'm going to swim away.
I left a one-finger salute as a post over there. That's it. I left a one-finger salute. So this is what I think of this app.
Screw TikTok.
I downloaded the app. Now check this out. They got a new app that you can download. You got to get it through TikTok. They give you a little QR code, right? So I downloaded it just to make sure I could turn everything that I had on there off where it wouldn't display, leave the one post with the single-finger salute, and I was out.
It's like I'm kicking over the table and walking out.
Exactly. I'm going nuclear. I mean, if you're going to censorship and throttle, there's no point of using that platform. Just like YouTube. I'm about that close to cutting the YouTube also.
We're just using YouTube right now for ad space.
That's it.
Basically, that's all I'm doing is just, hey, here's the show. You want to see it? Come on over here to X or to Rumble and come see it over on X and Rumble. Because honestly, YouTube, they've already I think they've killed 2 of our videos, and then they throttled the crap out of last week's video.
I believe that.
Go try to search it up. You have to really hunt for it.
Oh, they were doing the same thing this morning to the live stream I was running over there.
Yeah, you got to really hunt for it.
Exactly.
Oh, the live stream, the DOGE clock.
Yeah. We'll get to the DOGE clock here in a minute. I ran hours of the DOGE clock. I may turn that back on later too. But huge shout out to everybody over on X. You guys are absolutely awesome. I've been growing leaps and bounds over there. A platform that doesn't censor, doesn't squash you down and shadow ban you.
Search the Jerry Hicks Show and go follow that. And all of you that are on our channel, go ahead and go over to the Jerry Hicks Show and follow the Jerry Hicks Show channel. He posts during the day as well. I might share some of the stuff if I see it, onto our page. We are coinciding pages. We are the Censored Freedom Network together. So we will, we're going to coincide with each other. And if you see us on one, we'll probably see us on the other.
Absolutely. And I put out a daily show now too.
Yeah, we are putting out a daily show on Censored Freedom with Jerry. So basically every evening I'm posting his show. Be sure that you guys are checking that out. Make sure you're watching it. The 4,000 some odd followers we have over here. Make sure you're following, what he's doing in his daily show. And then once a week, we're still going to put this on. It may end up being more depending on our schedule. I'm changing jobs right now, so my schedule is changing. Things are going to be different. I just don't know what yet. I'm in between jobs right now. I kind of took a week off and said, okay, I paid all my bills and all that stuff, and I got money in the bank. I'm not worried about it. But I basically just, set up and said, you know what, I got another job in the works, but it's not starting for a couple of weeks. Right. I'm just going to go ahead and chill and, do things around the house, reconnect with the wife, that kind of thing.
There's a lot of that going around, though, people losing their jobs. I personally lost mine, especially if you work for the government. The government's cutting jobs left, right, and center, right? And I have a hard time feeling sorry for some of these people, but I've heard a lot of left screaming lately that we didn't hire Elon. Elon has no business doing what he's doing. We didn't vote for Elon. Well, I dropped a post on X the other day, and I asked, did we the people hire the bureaucrats at the IRS, the Fed, the ATF, CDC, DOJ, Department of Vets, Department of Education, FCC, FDIC, EPA? Did we hire any of those? Did we vote for them?
No, absolutely not.
Did we get to choose what
They are
bureaucrats?
Shoved in every presidential administration. They are shoved down our throat. And honestly, they cost the American people, the private sector, more jobs through their through all of their regulations.
Right.
They cost jobs. They cost money. They cost the American people everything, but they keep their jobs. Well, tisk. Here we go. How about some turnabout, Bubba?
The bureaucracy is what it's going to become more and more if we don't step in and stop it, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have nothing but bureaucrats running this country. The president's going to be nothing more than a symbolic position, and he's not going to have any authority because all the bureaucrats will stop whatever's going on or make up their own rules and laws like we've seen with the ATF, trying to ban certain Second Amendment things.
Yeah. And, we could talk about the Second Amendment later on in another show, but the Second Amendment's looking really sexy right now. I can tell you that. There's some regulations coming down the pike. We are going to have a show about that.
Absolutely.
Probably the next one. That information is coming out now, so we don't have a lot on it yet, but there are some EOs coming out and some things that they're inciting Congress to act.
They're going to, the way I understand it, go through all of the different bureaucrat agencies like the ones I just listed and make sure there's no rules, laws, whatever, that are negative Second Amendment.
Yeah. And that's what's really nice coming up is they're even going after the ATF and I mean the ATF is trying to go after guns at the same time right now, but they are still
Well, what about the CDC, which blatantly lied to us for years? Remember the C scam? Mm-hmm. And they were completely funded, again, by the USAID, but they're another bureaucratic agency that decided they had more power than the regular government.
Yeah, the CDC trying to call the gun violence a gun pandemic or whatever the hell they were going to call it, an epidemic.
Right.
And basically start telling doctors that you got to doctors asking people if there's guns in the home.
Right.
And I'm like,
how about none of your damn business, Doc?
Exactly. Yeah. That is not a health thing.
But Elon, even though the left says we didn't hire him, as you said earlier, we knew this is what was going on.
We were voting for this department.
Yes, this is exactly what the majority of American people voted for.
We knew that we were being screwed. We just didn't know how bad. And now that is starting to come out because that department is starting to cut into these federal departments and figure things out. And as they're figuring things out, I mean, look at what they did with USAID. They found out that money laundering is real. They found out that a lot of the spending was going to really ridiculous freaking things. I don't want to pay for Sesame Street in Iraq.
Or the wheels on the bus. I'm kidding. If you know, you know. But Sesame Street in Iraq, that's an interesting one. Gender studies in some other country, Macedonia or something.
Which country? I mean, the transgender studies nonsense they were pushing in several developing third world countries. I'm like, I bet they weren't. I'm willing to throw $100 bill on the table right now to tell you that they were not doing that, and all of that money was going back into the pockets of
the left, basically.
Well, of politicians. I'm going to say the left and the right. I'm going to say
that's fair.
Both freaking parties were basically at the till with their hand out.
But one party has had a lot more influence than the other. Let's be honest. The Democrats got a lot more kickbacks.
In 2008 and then 2020, things were. But I'm going to say the Bushes were just as bad.
Oh yeah.
Clinton was just as bad.
So Chelsea Clinton, $83 million. I want to say it might be B, but I think it's M. That was given to her for, I want to say, Haiti or some shit like that. About that much of it made it to Haiti. She got a new mansion. Mm-hmm. She got a new car.
Mm-hmm. And it paid for her wedding.
Right. So clearly this money, your money paid for that, ladies and gentlemen. And money, his money.
That chick is ugly, man.
Oh, she is ugly. Well, she's a Clinton.
She's
have you seen her mother?
She's so ugly that oral counts as anal.
I mean, there is uglier, Maxine Waters.
I shouldn't have said that.
Are you saying she's a butt face?
Yeah, she's not a butter face. She's a butt face.
So back to Elon, though. It's not like he doesn't have experience in like handling sensitive data or doing financial things. He was literally one of the founders of PayPal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he handled data that was, if not more sensitive than what he's handling
Absolutely,
now.
Yes. And not only that, he's also got a top secret clearance already because of his accounts with the federal government through SpaceX. So he's already got that stuff, man. He's already got those clearances. Quit screwing with him and let him do his job. I understand that you guys are the left is trying to block him because they don't want to be found out for the shit that they're doing, and it is destructive. I mean, destructive Democrat policies. And not only that, the grift is coming out too. I mean, they are.
Oh yeah.
That money is just there. It is. You know. It's going straight to your pocket.
Well,
I mean, they're starting to figure out that like Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters,
the Clintons, all the dirty ones. Pelosi. I want to know how much Pelosi made off of it.
Oh yeah.
She was making a pretty bank.
Oh yeah, tons. Yeah.
But you did have a valid argument here earlier about Elon.
Here I am drawing a blank. Oh, okay, yeah. The only valid argument I see about Elon Musk, and I'm going to come back to SpaceX, is the Democrats made this too. Is he going to favor SpaceX in what he does? And honestly, I think there should be oversight over Elon Musk for this. Is he going to do that? Will we catch him doing it? Right. And honestly, I think that's the only valid argument I see the Democrats making.
And if he does, we would scream it from the top of our lungs right here in this show and from the top of the rooftops. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. If you're doing wrong, we're going to call you out.
Remember, I have called out Trump on some of the BS that he's done, so just...
There was a story earlier in the week where they stepped in and said, they sent letters to all banks, said, and I read this article multiple times to make sure I was not reading this wrong. You cannot deny an illegal immigrant a loan at a bank. That's from our administration. That's from Trump's administration. Just put that out.
No.
I think it's garbage.
I think it's bullshit. Because whose money are they loaning?
Right. The American people's money.
Yeah, the money of the shareholders and the stakeholders in that bank and the people that are holding
accounts
in that are the ones that are loaning them the money, not the bank.
Right. So if you're now go to Russia and try to get a loan from their bank as an illegal. Go to Ukraine, go to Britain. Okay, and instead of being extreme, go to Great Britain where we're more than welcomed at and try to get a loan from there.
Are you sure we're more than welcome?
A lot more than we are in Russia.
Yeah, well, yeah, but no, not happening. And honestly, real quick with the immigration thing, I think it's really funny. Honestly, I think y'all need to go read Articles 30 through 33 of the Mexican Constitution. Go ahead and have it translated into English and go ahead and read it. Articles 30 through 33 of the American...
Why he knows this, I don't know.
Of the Mexican Constitution are basically all of the rules for immigration in Mexico. And honestly, I think we need to adopt every single freaking one of them here. You're not allowed to be in the Army. You are picked second or third for jobs as a immigrant. You're not allowed to be in the police force. You're not allowed to be in the government. There's a bunch of crap that you're not allowed to do as a foreign national in Mexico. But Mexican citizens, not just Mexican citizens, but citizens from other countries come here and demand that shit from us.
Yep. I agree with you. I fully agree that we need to adopt that kind of language.
We're pretty fucking generous, I would say.
Oh, we're more than generous.
I'm telling you what, man. We bring these people into our military and then say, serve for 4 years and take the citizen test. There you go. And I'm like, wait a minute. These people do not know when they raise their hand and stand on the yellow steps, the yellow footprints. They don't know what Constitution they're supporting and defending.
Nope.
When they take that oath, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Why are you bringing these people into our military only to forsake us?
Exactly. You think they're going to be the first ones on the front line to save your butt? Or are they going to run the other way because they know they're only there for a paycheck?
Oh, if they, a lot of them do go 11 bang bang. I mean, a lot of these too are as I've said, the unemployable people that you think these countries are sending their best. They're not. No, they're sending us their unemployable people. And those people are, no, get the fuck out of our freaking get out of my army.
Then they get here, right? And then they need to find a way to get access to these things so they get Social Security numbers. Some of them fake.
All of them fake. How the hell do you think they're going to get a Social Security number being an illegal alien?
They can't.
No, all that shit is fake. All of it's duplicated, man.
Which is why I believe, and I think you're right on this too, that the Social Security is coming up next to be audited. Yeah. Which, of course, that's one of the things they're fighting against. Is him being able to.
I've heard this point for freaking years. I've heard this point for years. The illegal aliens are, undocumented immigrants pay taxes too. How the fuck do they pay taxes, dude? No, they do. You know how they pay taxes? They have stolen somebody else's identity.
There you go. There you go. And the only way to stop that is to audit the Social Security numbers, see what duplicate numbers we have. We've already found that 150 people, a half dozen people who were 150 plus years old were receiving Social Security benefits still.
Yeah.
You know they weren't alive.
No.
So we've already found that. That's
but
a
their
couple
duplicates
million.
are. Yeah.
Their duplicates are, right.
But I'm gonna go ahead and make this point too real quick. You know, the Democrats are going to say, oh, these people didn't really break the law. One, they entered our country illegally. Two, they committed identity theft, which is a felony. They didn't break the law. Yes, they broke the frickin' law.
The mere fact of them being here is breaking the law.
Yes.
Period. Just the fact that they're here.
But then they, you know, to get jobs or to move about the country, to get a driver's license they shouldn't be getting, they're committing identity theft.
Is that why the left is so concerned about Elon being able to see the data?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this has to do with immigration as well.
That would make more sense. They don't want their whole plan to blow up in their face. What they've been doing this whole time. When the American people find out, there will be no more Democrat Party.
No.
It's done.
The Democrat Party is already kind of circling the drain. I mean, they're already laying there bleeding out. It's just a matter of time before the American people just go, no, there's no more Democrat Party. I mean, with Trump at an 83% approval rating right now, I do believe the Democrat Party is breathing its dying breaths.
So apparently we're not the only two that agree that Trump's doing exactly what we want him to do. Matter of fact, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm getting more than I voted for.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, I feel that he's working I knew his first 100 days were going to be a banger, but I didn't realize that his first 20 days were going to be this.
I didn't either. Dude, this was amazing. It ain't even been 20 days, and we've already turned over.
What's it been, 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks, yeah. That's about it.
It's insane, brother.
And we have already turned over millions, billions in money. We'll get to that story here in a moment. But there's a judge, ladies and gentlemen, that is trying to block Elon Musk from, and is Obama-appointed judge, from seeing the personal data.
Of course it is.
Judge Paul Engelmeyer illegally ordered the government to destroy documents. Any documentation that had been gained access to since January 20th must be destroyed, according to this judge. Is that legal, Bubba?
No, it's not. You say, I wonder if he received USAID funds to pay him off for this crap. Yeah, possibly. You cannot. That is a federal crime to destroy evidence. Hillary Clinton comes to mind.
Right, the emails, yes, sir.
The bleach bit, the freaking smashing phones, all that crap. Yeah.
But our judges, though, people would say you can't remove a judge, right?
No, you can. And the Constitution states under Article 3 that judges serve in times of good behavior, not for freaking life. In times of good behavior is what Article 3 states.
So, in other words, if they start being corrupted, they can be removed from the bench.
Absolutely.
That needs to happen.
John Roberts proving Obamacare is a tax after they said it wasn't. Right?
Right.
That kind of bullshit. In times of good behavior.
So I'm trying to find that exact spot in this article we were looking at a little bit ago, because I felt it was...
Come on. Get organized, man. Come on.
I know. Mr. Producer screws it up all the time.
Mr. Producer. You're fucking fired.
So DOGE's mandate is to identify and eliminate wasteful spending, ensuring taxpayer dollars are used effectively. Blocking access to program systems impedes this mission and protects those who benefit from government inefficiency. Engelmeyer ordered the destruction of any downloaded information from the payment system by anyone given access to it since January 20th, the date Trump was inaugurated.
Oh, boy.
That's illegal, bud. That's illegal.
Direct corruption.
I don't know how these lefties think they have any power left at all, because they don't.
And then for them to come out and do that, and then for it to be so freaking blatant. I mean, just blatant. I mean, how is that not a federal crime? That's almost as bad as the video of Biden, at the foreign committee saying, "Son of a bitch, she was fired." I mean,
son of a bitch.
It's just as impeachable.
And that was USAID funds. That wasn't even a question whether that was USAID funds. Mm-hmm. That's the $1 billion loan from the American people.
USAID, yeah.
Yeah. And he said it right in front of God and everybody, and they try to say, oh, no, that's not what that was. That's exactly what that was. Quid pro quo.
Yep.
Do what we say, or we don't give you the tax people's
money. And I had
money.
been sharing that for so freaking long that, hey, this is an impeachable offense. Why hasn't he been brought up on it yet? It's provable. I mean, yeah, we didn't have the Senate. It's not like it was going to go through, but man, it would have been really nice to actually get it through Congress and go, yeah, look, he was impeached.
So you brought up earlier, I didn't realize who started these lawsuits to stop Elon Musk.
Letitia James?
Right. I didn't know that. She started, and then a coalition of states jumped on board.
Donald Trump took her security clearance away, along with Bragg, Blinken, and quite a few other people that basically all the hoaxes and the lawfare against him. Everybody involved in that lawfare had their freaking federal security clearances taken away. I can't wait until they go to walk into a federal courthouse and they go, no.
Oh, and all 51 intelligence members that signed that letter.
Yeah. All their security clearances are gone. So basically their jobs are toast because without it, they can't have their jobs.
So do you know what this is, Bubba?
The DOGE clock.
That's right. The DOGE clock says that we've saved 76 now.
$billion.
Almost over to 77. It's going to turn here in a couple minutes. $77 billion has been saved so far.
Oh, yeah.
By DOGE. Now, you can find this, ladies and gentlemen, debtclock.org, I want to say it is, or .com, something to that degree. But go find the debt clock, type it in Google, it'll take you right to it. The DOGE
I've got it
clock
downloaded on my phone.
Do you really? Yeah. That's too funny.
It's an app that you can just download on your phone. It doesn't take much space at all.
I've been running a live stream, and I probably turned it back on here later this evening, of just this that we're looking at right now.
The DOGE clock.
Some jazz music behind it. But
little Kenny G.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
It's like, good night, everybody. Na, 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 na.
There's a couple of channels over on YouTube just do basic jazz.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, let's take a look at the USAID budgeting. What do you think?
Oh, boy.
So you're the numbers whiz on this one. You're the one that brought me this. So
I suck at math. I had to look all this stuff up. I had to do the research. All right. Let's take a look at this. The annual budget for DOGE, or for USAID, is $40 billion annually.
That's a lot.
Doing the math of that, at a median household income of $70,000, which is the median household right now. Yeah. That's equal to more than 571,000 households.
Holy shit.
And the Democrats say it's just $40 billion. It's only a tiny little fraction of our budget. $40 billion, 571,000, more than 571,000 households of income.
And that's a year.
At 70,000, your tax liability is right around $10,500.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you really want to think about it, do that math at $10,500.
It's $59,500.
Yeah, but after taxes.
After taxes.
Okay. Hold on a second here. At that tax liability, that covers 3,809,523. Whoa, wait a minute. 0.8. Yeah. I don't know why you put all those other numbers in there to confuse me.
I just copied and pasted.
Butthole.
So we'll
Look
make
at
it
what
simple.
you did, dude.
0.81. There we
Just screwed my freaking brain all up.
But that's how many households?
3,809,000.
That's a lot of households to cover just USAID's wasteful spending.
That is pitiful. That is, and these Democrats say it's only $40 billion. They are so out of touch and so disconnected from real life.
Right.
And most of these people are career politicians that have never held a freaking job in their life.
Yep.
So they don't know the value of $1. So they don't know the value of $40 billion.
No, they only know the value of lobbyists.
Yeah, they're way beyond reality.
Of the American number in general, the American households in general, that is 2.8. So basically 3% of all households in America
are just paying for DOGE. Or just
USAID.
Paying for, USAID.
That's it.
Senior moment. Sorry, I just became a grandfather this year.
You've been saying DOGE too much.
Damn it.
2.8% of households. So that 3% of the American household just pays for USAID funding. Your taxpayer money, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And all the things that they've wasted this on.
Are you pissed off yet?
You should be.
You don't hate the federal government enough, people. You just don't. If you're not extremely pissed off about what's going on right now and how much you're being fleeced, you need to check your pulse, man.
I don't understand how anybody, and I know we don't have this written down, I don't understand how anybody could see this as a bad thing.
What? See the shutting this down?
Yeah.
Now, they say, well, people in Africa are going to starve and die of AIDS because they're not getting their AIDS medication.
Are they American?
No.
Then why do I give a shit?
You're an isolationist. You're not nice. You're hateful. You're racist. You're a bigot.
I'll be whatever istophobe they want me to be.
Right? The problem is none of those names work anymore.
Nope.
That blade is incredibly dull. It doesn't cut anymore. I am sorry. We're not taking this bullshit anymore about us being these evil white supremacists. Shut up. We're done with it. We don't give a shit anymore. It just doesn't hurt.
No, they've overused it. They've absolutely overused it and used it for things that had no bearing whatsoever.
No.
Right? You disagree with me, you're a racist. What?
Yeah. Huh?
What?
What
we
race?
weren't even talking about race. What the hell are you talking about?
That's almost like the whole thing of like, we need to ban Islam from America. And they're like, you're a racist. It's like, wait a minute, pause button. It's like Islam is several races. Which one?
Right. But yeah, I don't understand how, and like you said, they keep screaming about Africa and this and that and the other. We're aiding all these places we have no business aiding. And I didn't find any African funds so far. All I see is like waste, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is I don't even know if those countries, where they show the commercial where the flies are on some kid's nose,
the Ethiopian commercials.
Yeah, you think we got to feed the Ethiopians? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're talking about it like, oh, these people are gonna starve. It's like, yeah, but we don't owe that to them. The American taxpayer, and I've been saying this for years, the American taxpayer, there's nothing in the Constitution that tells us that we are liable for the livelihood and survival of another country.
Not at all. Not at all. The American taxpayer have a liability in one place and one place only.
I might as well make this point, too, which pisses me off, and I'm going to call out Donald Trump for this. Hey, we're equal opportunity here, folks. Donald Trump is now saying that he wants to, one, rebuild Gaza, and two, help rebuild Ukraine. Fuck both of them.
I agree. We have no business rebuilding Gaza or Ukraine. I don't like this Gaza takeover idea even a little bit.
No. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think he understands the people, the Palestinians, because the Palestinians are savages.
Yes.
Even the civilians are freaking savages.
Yes.
There's a reason why Egypt and all these other countries will not take Palestinians, because they try to infiltrate into whatever government they migrate to and destroy the government. They're basically a bunch of Elon Omars.
Yeah, basically. They try to enact Sharia law and Muslim law in that country, and that way you got to live under that standard.
They're heavily destructive.
Heavily.
Screw that.
Heavily.
If I was Egypt, I wouldn't do that either. I'm like, no, I don't want them, trying to take over my government and stabbing my people.
But I know I am absolutely thrilled that this is happening. I could not be happier that we're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only ones that, and I know I keep saying this, that would be mad about this are on the take somehow. They have to be.
Yeah. I mean, you see all the memes on like the Office meme of the guy that says, the person saying stop is the one taking the money. Yeah.
Right.
You see all those. That's no lie.
If a guy tells you that your bank is being robbed, are you mad at the robber or the guy that told you you're being robbed?
Exactly. Yeah. I read that this week too. I thought it was funny.
Like, really, make that make sense, please.
I'm not sure. You might have been the person that wrote that.
I wasn't. I found it.
Oh, okay.
I may have reposted it, but I found it. So next up, we have another department that I personally would love to see absolutely shut down.
Oh, yeah. The Department of Education is about to get the people's elbow.
Yep. Oh, well, the people just aren't educated enough to know they need the Department of Education.
Did you get the joke? Did you get the joke?
Well, hopefully Linda McMahon will be able to give them the people's elbow. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been living under a rock, Linda McMahon, the wife of Vince McMahon, yes, that Vince McMahon from the WWE, is going to be... well, she's been nominated for the head of the Department of Education. She has not been confirmed yet. Lord help, I don't think it's going to be hard.
She goes into confirmation or into the confirmation hearings this week.
So they're stacking these confirmations, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're waiting on Cash. We're waiting on who are we waiting on? Cash.
Tulsi's looking pretty rough right now.
Now we're going to be waiting on Linda. Mm-hmm. They're doing everything they can to try to stop the people from getting in. And the more pain we give them, the harder it's going to be for them to put these people in.
Absolutely. And this is funny, dude. This is hilarious that they bring somebody from the WWE to front. I guess she has an experience.
I was going to say she was in a position last go round.
Yeah. Okay.
So
she does have experience as a department head education. Well,
now I'm not sure if it was education department. I want to be clear.
No, she
was
has
a department head
education.
somewhere. Oh, does she?
Yeah, she has experience in education. So, I mean, she's perfect for the job. But the thing about this is,
I don't think she was hired to run the department, though.
No, she was hired to kill the department. And honestly, here I'm preaching. God, I'm a broken frickin' record. Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution. Go ahead and read it again. 18 enumerated powers. Is education in there?
Nope.
Where can you find federal government takeover of education? Where can you find that?
That's in the Communist Manifesto.
Yes!
That's where that was.
Yes! So we already have 50 departments of education.
Exactly. And since the 1980s, well, 1980 itself, when the Department of Education was actually formed, our numbers have slipped from up at the top of the education.
Our quality of education has slipped to what?
40.
44th or something like that.
Something like that.
We are in bad shape, people. We got a bunch of dumb people in this country because the Department of Education has completely failed the children. And I'm going to tell you right now, with the budget that we give, and I did not research the budget. I'm sure it's in the billions.
It's stupid high.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like 20 some odd billion. At a tiny little fraction of that money, we could give every American child, along with the 50 departments of education already, a laptop and send them to school just fine. At a fraction of that.
A fraction. I went over those numbers on a show earlier this week, so you guys go back and check out the Jerry Hicks show. I don't remember which one it was. There's so much we go over. But what would that look like?
Basically, honestly, I think killing the Department of Education is one thing. Putting it into a general fund and maybe handing some of that back to the American citizens as waivers for, that's another thing that they're talking about also is school choice, about national school choice.
Yes.
Tennessee and other, Tennessee, thank you, Bill Lee, for signing it. You're awesome, dude. I do appreciate you doing that. I know you lied to me back during COVID, and I wish you didn't do that, but here you are kind of redeeming yourself. Signing a school choice in Tennessee, which was really awesome. There's other states that are doing that now. Texas did it. But they're talking about that being federal reciprocity, that parents can pick the school that they take their children. They're not confined to a district. So these failing districts, these garbage districts, parents can pull their kids out and send them somewhere else, send them to a charter school, send them to with a waiver.
Right.
With a federal waiver.
Right.
Or a state waiver. If a certain state is falling behind in revenue, the federal government can then allocate resources to make sure that education system becomes whole and solvent.
Right. Right.
But it doesn't take $24 billion.
No.
That's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, you have building upkeep, right? These are state properties, so real estate is probably not an issue.
Right.
I'm sure development might be an issue, but real estate I don't think would be that big of an issue.
School lunches. School
lunches is a big thing. We need to feed the kids something, one, nutritious, and two, something that they're willing to eat because they're kids, I like the little rectangle pizzas.
Oh, those were so good.
Even though they were freaking
garbage. But those dinner rolls, though,
terrible.
Those dinner rolls you could hurt somebody with.
You could fight with those things.
Those were rocks.
That was like a lock or something that you.
Who needs brass knuckles? Grab a roll. Let's go.
I'm gonna crumb your ass.
I like the mashed potatoes they had too.
Yeah.
They had an original flavor in the mashed potatoes.
They were not real, but come on.
I didn't say they were real. I said they were good.
Dude, most of the shit that we ate in school is terrible for us, man.
But a lot of people say, well, what about the funding? If you get rid of the Department of Education, how are they going to be funded then?
Remember, we have 50 departments of education, and we have 50 states in which people pay taxes in a district for kids to go to school. What if we were to pull that money back in the states,
right,
and give parents waivers?
Well, you've also got block grants that the government did before 1980 when it was set up.
And then what about the fucking lottery?
Oh,
What's the lottery? What's the lottery? Dude, last time somebody won the freaking Mega Millions, it was up in the billions.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. I mean, come on.
That money was supposed to go to education, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to go to education. It's supposed to go to education. Correction. It's supposed to go to the education district in which the winnings were given.
Redeemed, yeah.
Yeah, redeemed.
Yeah.
So I'm sure California, I think California has won the last few.
But your tax dollars are paying for all of this, ladies and gentlemen. All of it. This is why you've got to be involved in politics. You can't just say, oh, that's not for me. Oh, I'm not concerned. Oh, they're going to do what they want, because they will do what they want.
I just had an epiphany here. Parents, or actually just taxpayers, you need to ask this question to yourself. Are you getting an ROI for your investment? If you're making $70,000 a year and your tax liability before you get anything back is about $10,000, you give $10,000 out of your paycheck to the government before you start your deduction.
Yep.
So, tell me please, with that tax liability, what is your return on investment?
Zero, the way I see it.
Yeah, you're not getting a return on investment because the majority of it was going to illegal aliens.
Yep, absolutely. To pay for their learning, to pay for their schooling, to pay for their housing, to pay for their whatever.
Grants to see what snails have sexual desires on cocaine. You know,
that one was real.
Shit like it. I mean, I'm not sure if that was actually the one that was real, but there was crap like that was real.
There was something on cocaine. It may not have been snails.
I think it was a bird, actually.
It may have been a bird.
The sexual actions of a bird on cocaine.
That
might
be.
I'm
right.
like, what?
Oh, the transgender mice.
Transgender mice. Yeah.
And monkeys.
Why?
To see how,
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Those are stupid things to spend money on.
We don't need to know about transgender anything. There's only two sexes, male, boy and girl. Get over it. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it.
Before we move on to the last topic here, we've also heard that the Trump is going to shut down the IRS. What do you think about this?
Whoop, whoop.
So that would change a lot. Like, that would change a whole lot.
Dude,
how would you be
we
taxed?
Can go into an we can go into an hour show about.
Oh, you ain't wrong.
Flat tax, fair tax, how we would file. Honestly,
we may need to do that.
Either one of those, a flat tax or a fair tax, would be fine to me. I kind of we talked about it, probably about an 8% income tax across the board.
Now, are you even talking billionaires and millionaires, though? Shouldn't they be charged more? Shouldn't that be a progressive scale?
Here we go again. Oh, do we have equal protection under the law?
Supposed to.
Yes. Okay. All right. It's in the Constitution. We have equal protection under the law. Okay. So, is that equal protection under the law? Is that?
No, not really.
You cannot find under the 16th Amendment, which is the right of the federal government to tax us.
Right.
And also there's also a provision in Article 1, Section 8, the 18 enumerated powers, to tax us. All right. Nowhere in those two does it say it needs to be a progressive or should be a progressive tax. Where can you find progressive taxes? What document?
The Communist Manifesto.
Bingo! Another gold star for you. That is absolutely right. The Communist Manifesto is where you can find a progressive income tax, not in our Constitution.
Absolutely.
You wonder why I call, in every post that I say Democrat, I say Communist Democrat Party. You want to know why? Want to know why? This is why.
They have enacted most of the tenets of the Communist Manifesto.
Yes.
They really have.
It's not hyperbole. I'm actually calling them communist because that's exactly what they're doing. If you read the just read the 10 pillars.
Yes.
The 10 pillars of communism. It's right there.
Absolutely. Private property. Here's another one that I'm finally glad to see people are waking up to this.
Abolition of private property. Communist Manifesto.
Do you have private property in this country?
Now, here's the problem with that. Even after I pay off my home, I pay off my mortgage, I'm still going to owe, as of right now, $1,463 a year in property taxes. I own 4 acres of land.
So what would happen if you decided this is my land, you're not going to tax me for it, and I'm not going to pay you?
You are very forcefully asked to leave, and they don't take no for an answer.
So with that said, do we have private property in this country?
No.
No. They have worked to abolish private property already in this country, ladies and gentlemen. That is tenet number 1 that all of the rest of the Communist Manifesto hinges on, is the abolition of private property.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, again, when you say communist Democrat, you're not being exaggerative. That's really what they've become.
Yes. And
Straight up.
And you wonder why Trump has an 83% approval rating right now.
And then you've got different sources that are trying to stop anybody, or were anyway, that had a dissenting voice from the government.
Yep.
And come to find out, our friends over at USAID were also paying for that too. Have you heard of Internews, Bubba?
Yeah.
Internews, ladies and gentlemen, for those that may not know, is an anti-free speech NGO that trains journalists
trains journalists
in various countries. Here is what pisses me off. Number one,
trains journalists.
I went off about this, I want to say on an X post. I've been going off about it all week on the show.
Yeah.
Indoctrination, exactly. In this country, do you need a permit to be a journalist?
No.
Do you need anybody's permission whatsoever to be a journalist?
We didn't need permission to start this show, and I see us as fly-by-night journalists.
According to the Constitution, anybody and every single person is a journalist.
Yep.
If you have this right here, folks, the Supreme Court said if you have a camera, you are a journalist, full stop. You don't need a credential. You don't need a pass. You don't need permission from anybody to be a journalist. I could make up a press badge right now and it would be just as legit as anybody at CNN or MSDNC or any of these other garbage activism places that call themselves journalists.
BSNBC.
BSDNC.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Internews was formed as an anti-free speech NGO. Once again, they were to train journalists in other countries. This agency was funded by USAID and our other favorite people of the world.
World Economic Forum.
You got it. These two people right here were the ones that mainly were working for, especially the last 5 years, to silence dissenting voices. This group was formed to combat disinformation.
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba, do you get to decide what's disinformation?
Nope.
Do I get to?
Nope.
Who gets to?
The federal government, I guess.
They think they do. The people that should decide
Sons
whether or
of
not
bitches.
it's misinformation are the ones receiving the information. Period.
Yeah. They
They think we are too stupid to know the difference between a lie and the truth, which is why they lie to us all the time. This company, Internews, this NGO, lobbied advertisers to pull their ads from any business with a dissenting voice. You remember Elon Musk? When the ad thing was going on and they were talking about pulling their ads from X because they don't like Elon and there's so much hate and racism and this and that and the other because they don't like the X platform being free?
Yeah.
And he told Ben, the guy from Disney, to... You want to say it? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. He was talking about this Internews, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly who he was talking to. They lobbied advertisers to pull from any business that had a dissenting voice. This was used against X, Gateway Pundit, The Blaze, Bongino, Breitbart.
And remember what Andrew Breitbart said, that why tell the truth when a lie pays more?
Exactly. So that's what these people want.
And that's basically what he was pointing out, the dishonesty and this was over a decade ago. He was pointing out the dishonesty in modern news.
Yep. Because the truth doesn't sell.
And a lot of this was pointing out 1991 during the first Iraq war when they started talking about weapons of mass destruction. And he was like, no, wait a minute, that's a lie. And now we know that's a lie.
That was an absolute lie. 110% lie. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, your own taxpayer dollars were going towards censoring you. If you said something on Facebook they didn't like, the government didn't like.
Yeah, you paid for it.
If you said something on any platform, YouTube, when they kept taking down every video that had a dissenting voice that didn't agree with the government narrative, you paid for that. You paid for your own censorship. You paid for your own deplatforming, the whole 9 yards.
You don't hate these people enough.
I don't think there's enough hate that can be had for these people. If you're mad at the government, if you are pissed off, boiling hot about this, you're not even near mad enough yet.
There's a lot of people that belong in prison that will never see their day.
Ever.
And that burns us all even more, is the fact that we're being mistreated like this by our own federal government, to the point of honestly, you know, the funny little meme about George Washington saying we would have been stacking bodies by now. That's no shit.
Oh yeah, they would have went in and cleaned the whole place out.
There would have been. They would have been, and that's what disappoints me about today's population, is how docile, weak, and I'm sorry to say it. I don't mean to insult my freaking listenership, but what the fuck are we waiting for here?
Oh, I've been saying it for years. I figured that they would have done marched on Washington.
Okay, let's hold on. Let's fix this real quick. We have to post this on certain platforms. I don't want violence,
and do not advocate for it.
But people need to be put in handcuffs and brought before the man to answer for their sins.
I 100% agree. I think we should follow the rules of the Constitution in relation to treason and the punishments therein.
Yeah, I think we can go that far. Yeah.
I mean, it's constitutional.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, it's in that document. So I think we need to enforce our laws a little better. I know that J6 scared a lot of people. The government overreach of J6. Oh,
absolutely. Basically, that smacked a lot of people down in we don't want to protest, or we don't want to march on any more buildings, because we now know what happens to us when we do. And I noticed that a lot. There's a lot of fear now. Mm-hmm. If you look what happened this week with Maxine Waters and a bunch of her minions.
The insurrection of the education department.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy is my hero.
Dude, all he did was stand there like, yeah, fuck you people.
That guy is my absolute hero.
What a boss.
We're Congress people. You've got to let us in. Nope.
No, screw you.
Nope.
Because, and not only that, I do believe the sergeant at arms inside the building basically knew what the hell was about to happen. They were going to take over the freaking lobby of that building.
Yep.
And they were going to rah, 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 for about an hour or two and cause problems, cause issues. And he just was not freaking having it.
Nope.
No, we're not doing this shit.
Get out of here. If you look in the video, if you watch in the window behind the guy, there's all kind of DHS officers lined up there, just ready and waiting.
Yeah, he's like, get in. Go ahead and assault that guy and get in the door, and you're on their face.
If what happened at J6 was an insurrection, which it was not, as a Fedsurrection, then what happened at the Department of Education earlier this week was an insurrection.
Yep.
By the Democrats.
Please.
But you know who's not going to call it that? The lamestream activist-ass media.
No.
Oh, by the way, you also paid for that too. This Internews was also part of the mainstream media, folks. They're the ones that decided what journalists get to go out there. They decided the stories that went out. They're the ones that are paying. You're the one that's paying for the activist organizations that is the mainstream media anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. That guy, Rachel Maddow, Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
The BSNBC, the CNN, the ABC, CBS, NBC, all of them. Basically, if they were pushing the narrative or omitting the truth.
Yep. They were paid to do such by your own government and the WEF. Period. By your taxpayer money.
Google.
Oh yeah.
Google. Go ahead and make select searches on Google for certain things and see what happens. See if you can actually get in touch with what information you're trying to look for pertaining to Charlie Victor 19, whether it be any kind of Democrat tyranny. Any
negative information. Look for any sides, right?
Yeah.
Look for any negative information. See what you find.
Yeah. Guaranteed all of that stuff is on the back burner, and unless you search really special words.
Or if you go 90 pages down.
Yeah, 90 pages down, you might find what you're looking for. Yeah.
By the time most people would have done gave up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when we say the news is an activist organization, we're not speaking hyperbolically. We're not speaking in hyperbole. It's literally an activist organization. They do not have to tell you the truth. Why don't they have to tell you the truth?
Smith-Mundt Modernization
Act. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thanks,
into law.
Obama, you piece of shit.
By Obama. So, yeah, the news does not have any obligation whatsoever to tell you the truth at all. So, You know where you find the truth? You find it on X. You find it on alternative media. You find it on Rumble.
We're here.
You find it on BitChute.
Come see us.
You don't find it on Trash Talk. TikTok.
Trash Talk.
Tick Trash.
Tick Trash.
Shit Talk. I just keep coming up with names for it.
Garbage, man.
It's trash.
The dumbest people on both sides of the fence congregate on TikTok.
You know what? Trump at one point wanted to shut that down, and in my opinion...
I'm disappointed.
Let it burn.
Let it burn.
Let it burn. Shut it down. I hope it disappears for good. Take it back to China where it belongs. Let the communists do what they do over there, because that's all that is a communist-ass platform.
Yeah.
Period.
Y'all can share your cat videos and everything on another platform. Hey, I don't mind seeing them on X. Come on, bring them on over here.
Absolutely. If it's a censorship platform, I'm not going to use it very long.
No.
We are on YouTube, and again, it's for sales only.
Yeah. I mean, if they give us another ding, basically, I'm done with them anyway. I mean, they're kind of pissing me off at this point anyway, because they've already shadow banned the last episode. You know,
it's garbage.
You cannot find the last episode unless I go behind my wall and I search for it.
I went to the lives this morning while I'm running a live. I went on a private browser, so it looks like a rando person, so it's not really connected to me. Mm-hmm. And then I went on my regular account while I'm running a live, and that sucker would not show up for nothing. It would show me somebody running a live with 2 people in it. So it's not the amount of numbers of people that were watching. I know that for a fact. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely just shadow banning anything we put out there. Every show I've put out, it's got 2-3 views.
Yeah. It's
garbage.
I like YouTube for the racing content, the motorcycle content, and along with Facebook. I like Facebook for the racing, the people on there, the race car drivers on there, and the people riding motorcycles, the groups that I try to contact to ride motorcycles with. But other than that, man, don't try to get political on any one of those platforms, because basically they're just going to squash you.
They're still probably receiving money from Internews.
Yeah, there you go.
I wouldn't doubt that a lick. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can say on this Super Bowl Sunday, even though we've had some really passionate opinions, I think we can say that we are overall #winning left, right, and center. Would you agree, Bubba?
Okay, let's see here. Hold on.
Oh, do we have an update on the Super Bowl?
Holy shit.
Oh, my God. You're kidding me.
40? Eagles, 40.
Chiefs?
14.
Oh my God. That's a blowout. It sounds like the Americans are winning.
I can honestly say with a minute and 56 left in the fourth quarter, Taylor Swift
has lost the Super Bowl. I don't know if there was rumors going around, and hopefully we'll find out after the show whether it happened or not. There were rumors going around that Elon was supposed to buy some commercial spots to let the American people know of everything they found in the USAID audit. I don't know how true it is. I want to be very clear on that. It's probably not true, to be fair.
I hope it is true, but I doubt it, really.
I do too, to be honest.
There's a lot of people spreading bullshit. You just have to kind of sift through it to find the truth. Which
brings my last point, and we'll go ahead and close the show out. Whether I say it, whether he says it, whether you hear it on X, whether you hear it, especially if you hear it on the lamestream media, always, 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 always validate the source. Validate the story. Make sure that it is real. Make sure that it is true. Don't believe anybody.
Do your own research, people.
Do your own research. I think that's a great place to leave the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf.
And I'm CD Spy.
And this has been another episode of Censored Freedom. Until next week.
Be sure to follow us everywhere. Bless you.
Hakuna Matata, bitches!